Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. Today, we'll be talking about Globalstar. Globalstar is an American international satellite phone company, and they are most likely, I guess, sometimes confused with the technology of, I forgot the name of the technology, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I just lost my track of mind, but I forgot. They are a global geosatellite company that operates in low orbit. I was actually looking for Tesla to do something like this. I mean, this company has been around for quite some time, but Tesla has a lot of satellites, which helps them to navigate their cars autonomously. So I'm looking for a partnership when it comes to Globalstar with possibly Tesla in the future. I know that's far-fetched, so to speak. Also, they may be in dealings with Apple. There was some remnants, there was some rhetoric behind it. They actually was talking about partnering with Apple, so some of Apple phones can actually be satellite phones as well. So look out for all of that technology, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to get into this stock because this is a stock that a lot of you guys can actually get into at a very, very low price point. So let's talk about it. All right. So Globalstar in the past year here has been down 8.60%. As you can tell, the current stock price is $1.38 per share. In the past 3 months, they've been up 14%. In the past month, they've been up 36%. In the past week, they've been up 26.61%. And then the past day, they're actually currently down. So what I want to do here, I want to go back to a year. I kind of want to follow this timeline where a lot of us could have got in on. So right around here, this is April of last year. They were around 86 cents, 87 cents. And then, of course, September, they jumped up to $2.69 per share. And they've been slowly declining, but they should be coming on an uptick here in the midpoint of this year as we start to look at this. So it's probably a good price point for you guys to actually get in at. So if you guys are not familiar with Globalstar, it engages in the provision of mobile satellite services. It offers us voice and data communication services to the following markets: recreation and personal government, public safety and disaster relief, oil and gas, maritime and fishing, natural resources, mining and forestry, construction, utilities, and transportation. Now, what's important about some of this information here, which I usually don't go over in detail, but what's important here are key things. We're talking about government. They do have a couple of government contracts, which is very, very important. This is a company that a lot of people, what I've read about, the actual employees like working for the company. So that's always good. And the technology will always be here, satellite communications. But we also have to think about public safety and disaster relief. Now, when people are going hiking, they're going exploring, and they're in some of these uncharted lands of the world, a lot of them have satellite phones just in case they get into trouble, because there's not going to be any towers if you are in some of the rural parts or the last frontier in Alaska, or you ice climbing or ice, whatever they call it, in Antarctica, or you out in the outback in Australia. So a lot of these satellite phones are usually used by explorers, people who are in business, because again, they deal in business, government, and also in the personal sector. So if you wanted to go out and get one, you could yourself. Another thing that is actually good when you talk about oil and gas. So we know we have a lot of refineries out there in the ocean where they don't have any cell towers. They use satellite phones in order to communicate with people. And of course, ships. A lot of your large cruise liners, as well as some people with yachts, they use satellite phones because when you're out there in the middle of the ocean, again, there are no cell towers. And sometimes you're too far away from people to actually have any CB radio signal. So people use satellite phones, okay? So for all of these things that you see here, believe me, a lot of people use satellite phones. And it's just a matter of time a company like Globalstar will even do better than they are doing right now, okay? And if you notice here, the CEO is David B. Kagan, 329 employees, founded in 2003, Louisiana. Let's see here. The market capitalization is $2.5 billion, average volume 6.75 million. And here's some key points here. So the 52-week low was 82 cents. The 52-week high was $2.78. And I can tell you the forecast and the broadcast of this has already been projected out to $3 per share. So if you're getting it right now at around $1.38, you could potentially make over $1.38, which is more than 100% of your return on this particular stock. So I think you guys should be very excited about a stock like this. And the reason why I have the year up, because I know a lot of people will get deterred about this. Oh man, they're not doing so well. But when I come to the month, look what they're doing. They're looking at 36% return. Look at the amount of money you could essentially make depending on how many shares you have had. And the good thing about this particular stock, ladies and gentlemen, it has options. So you can either go put options or call options, okay? Here's a good depiction of the earnings per quarter as we're looking at that right now. Also, people who are also in this particular sector, I think the only one that's really in this one is Castor Maritime, okay? Let's move right along. So we're on here on Market Watch, and it says year to date, this stock has been up 22.41%, which is absolutely great. Absolutely great. I'm looking over here to my left at the EPS, earning per share. This is a company that's not essentially operating out of debt. They're probably reinvesting. That's why they're a little bit on the negative side, but that's still a good sign that they're not highly in debt. Again, that's probably just reinvestments. Also, the analyst rating, which is only 2, they're saying hold the stock. I believe, in my opinion, that you guys should really get a good amount of shares of this, whether it be the way of options or it be the way of you grabbing a couple of hundred shares. Okay, I think today here I'm going to buy me a couple of options. But anyway, this is what I was referring to earlier. You can see this top story by Barron's. Apple's iPhone 13 doesn't appear to be satellite compatible. See, Globalstar and Apple has been having talks about what they should do with some of their phones and again, make them satellite ready, so to speak. So when I look at stories like this, I'm looking at the future, because if you're in talks, if you're in negotiations, this could turn out really, really well. Because as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about Apple phones, right? You got your Apple 12, Apple 13, you have your Google Pixels, you have your Samsungs, and you have your LG phones, and you also have your Nokias. I mean, of course, there's a lot of other phones out there, but when you can make these phones satellite compatible, meaning that wherever you go in the world, you don't need an additional phone. So if you have, take for instance, an Apple 13, and you're not near any cell towers, but you actually need to make an emergency call, do you want to switch to global satellite? Yes, you switch to global satellite, and there you are. You're using global satellite to actually use communication, to call or text or use mass media in any way that you need for that to actually happen. Okay, so these are some of the things I'm just looking at. Okay, now you may think of different things. Now, when it comes to Yahoo Finance, as we're looking at this, we see that they have on a short term and a midterm that in the next 9 months they expect it to go up. Also, we look down here to the far right. The current rating is a buy. Okay, it says hold here, but for the month of March, they had it as a buy. Now, me, as I'm looking at the price point of this stock, okay, I want to keep that in mind. As I look at the price point of this stock and I'm looking at the trajectory, the one thing I'm just so curious about is where this stock can actually go. This stock can actually go to around $3 to $4 per share. Okay, and we're going to get into that, but I also want to give you Zacks rating. You see Zacks rating right here, ladies and gentlemen. They also have it as a whole. And I think that you guys should really pay attention to Zacks rating sometimes, because more times than not, they do a really good job of projecting how stocks are going to turn out. So anytime they say hold, I'm always looking to buy that particular stock, right? Because when we're talking about the advice and analysis that you get, whether it be from the internet or from a person, when anyone tells me to hold, I just kind of think, what am I holding for, right? Because really they're trying to see which way the stock is going to move. Is going to move up or it's going to move down. So with that being said, they tell you just to hold it, but at a price point so low, and I know it's not gambling, right? Because we're looking at all the analysis, all the research, all the financials, and you want to make a well educated decision. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you just don't know. I mean, more times than not, that's why analysis really works, that a stock is going to do well. And that's why you look at them. But at the end of the day, nobody really knows how it's going to turn out. But anytime they say hold, and I'm looking at, again, some of the financials and some of the partnerships that they have, this is kind of which leads me into investing in stocks like this, especially at $1.38 cents per share. Let me show you something else, though. Let me move this over here. So as I'm looking at the forecast here from CNN Business, we see on the median, okay, at 51.8%, roughly 52% increase at $2.14. So you'll still be making a good large amount of money there. And also on a high end, we're looking at 130% increase at $3.25 per share, meaning that you'll get more than 100% on your return if you buy Globalstar at the current price that it is right now. Okay. So there's some other things I want to point out here as well. I looked up some key partnerships. So Globalstar is actually in partnership with a company called Focus Point International. And as you can tell from the subtitle there, it says that it's a travel risk management and global assistance company to bring added benefits for Globalstar and SPOT customers. And last but not least, which is very important, they have a partnership with Nokia. Okay. Nokia. And so it says here, a leading provider of mobile satellite voice and data services today announced its partnership with Nokia. Okay, again, they're a global leader in this. Then, last but not least, we see that Globalstar project was launched in 1991. So this company has been around for quite some time. As you see, the company was started back in 2003, but they've been around. Okay, the project has been around since 1991, and they are in partnership, or I think Qualcomm kind of owns a large share of them, but Qualcomm, when it comes to mobile communication, they probably own a large part of everyone else. So I think some other information that may excite you guys is that certain questions I asked, just Google and referencing, trying to see if I can get some information from various investment sites like Tip Ranks. I said, is Apple using Globalstar? They said, no Apple deal. It says here, the key driver of Globalstar impressive move this month has been a rumored deal with Apple to provide satellite service for Apple Phone 13. However, it was reported earlier last week that Apple's iPhone 13 wouldn't support satellite services. So the one phone company that is in partnership with Globalstar is Nokia. Now, the way that we're moving, I thought about Tesla, as I stated before early in the broadcast. I thought about Tesla because Tesla has a lot of satellites. Now, let me just do this very quickly here. I'm just going to type up how many Tesla satellites are there. And I thought it was quite astonishing how many satellites they actually have out there. Let me see if they're going to show us a specific number. Okay, because a lot of you guys may not know about this. So it says, this is dealing with Tesla Starlink satellite. It says at least 40 of the 49 Starlink satellites launched by SpaceX last week have been destroyed by a geomatic storm, the company announced on Tuesday, dealing an expensive blow to the Elon Musk backed satellite internet service. This is something that Elon Musk was building for a very long time. They was building for a very long time. And this is one of the things that absolutely destroyed his internet service that he was going to do. So that's why I thought companies like GSAT were partnership with Tesla. But again, 40 of the 49 satellites was destroyed by meteorites and some sort of geomatic storm. So now he's going about building more satellites and probably make them impervious to geomatic storms. I don't know. But nonetheless, let's get over and let's start to invest here in pre-markets around 8:14 Central Standard Time. We know the market opens up in around 16 minutes. So I'm going to go back over here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to do some investing. Okay, we're going to do some investing here. So what I'm going to do, some things I won't be able to show you here, but I think I'm going to buy me an option on this one, okay, because the option is going to be very cheap, okay? As we see here, we see that GSAT is at $1.39, so I'm going to buy it at $1, right? And with that, the reason why I'm buying this at $1 is because if it moves up, I'm already going to be in profit, okay? But it also has to deal with the Greeks, time decay. I also have to deal with the expiration date. Am I going to do a call or a put? But I'm definitely going to do a call. Now, if anything tumultuous happens, something erratic happened in the stock market where it goes below $1, I should have enough time to get out of this option, or I may just exercise the option and then accumulate those 100 shares, depending on how many options I actually buy. So we look right here. One option is 42 cents. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to definitely buy more than one. Okay, I'm going to buy more than one. Let me continue here. So how many options do I want to buy? This is some of the things I like to look into. So that was $42. Let's see here. So I think I'm gonna go with three options. I think I'm gonna go with $426. Okay. So I gotta deposit some funds. So excuse me, I'll go off camera here for a minute. Can let you guys see everything I'm doing, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and put 150 in here. Transfer. I'm just kind of doing this things live. They say instant deposit. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. There we go. Continue. I have $126 here in my Robinhood account with my instant deposit. Review the order. Of course, it's going to take place when the market becomes live. Now, there may be some other fluctuations that occur during this time, so I may have to go back in and do it again. Now, okay, authorization. I can't show you guys this either because I put an additional security measure on my account. Okay. So I'm waiting for a code here. Give me 1 second, family. These are some of the same things that you guys are going to go through too. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry that I'm taking so long with this, but again, it's about my money. So I'm gonna be very, very careful with the things I show you guys because I used to show everything, but you know, some people hacking my account, like, okay, I can't teach people no more. All right, there we go. There we go. Done and done. Okay. So now my buying power is only $24. I'm gonna go back here. It says right here, GSAT one call, 3 buys to open, expiration date 3/25. Now, these 3 options I may go back and cancel because I didn't change the expiration date. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to do this live. I'll do better next time. But nonetheless, here's my current portfolio. If you notice, I'm $8,000 roughly, right? 7,900 down on the year. Not doing so well. But in the past week, I've been up $3,300 in the past day. I believe this was over like $900. They're not really showing it. Let me look at the live here. I'm down around $15 past 3 months. Again, the only time I've been doing really good in the past week, I've been up around 12%, as you can see there, around $3,300. Okay. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. I was trying to figure out what day it was today because, you know, I can be corny about certain things. Hump day.